it ended up with a 70-something-year-old Burt Reynolds wanting to punch my lights out on the field where he used to run around as a Seminole player. But it began backstage at Radio City, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first encounter with Burt. I knew him a little bit because he's Lee Corso's roommate at FSU, and so he's been around a little bit. He's a football fan and a booster of the program, the late legend. But yeah, I'm walking backstage to the ESPYs. I had finished presenting. I'm full of myself. It was pretty exciting to be on stage at Radio City, and I'm walking through the dark. There's the curtains and the pulleys backstage, and I feel this sharp punch to my left shoulder. I look out, and it's Burt Reynolds. Hey, Burt, don't you give me that. He's got a finger in my face. And yeah, we talked in the pod. It's interesting. You tell a very funny, actually a couple of funny mistaken identity stories.
Yep.
This was mine. I said nothing to offend Burt. I swear I said nothing in my life. Why would I talk about Burt Reynolds' divorce with Lonnie Anderson? But he was convinced that I had said something, and I kicked him when he was down, and now he was going to punch me when I wasn't expecting it. And we started this bizarre feud. And the reason why it's in the pod is because he wouldn't be interviewed by me. It's an interview that didn't happen because he would not sit on the game day set. So he put him on a little side set where he and Lee could kibitz. But, yeah, it was a weird situation. Now I'll never know the answer to it because I asked Corso, please ask your friend why he hates me, why he thinks I said something that was the worst thing he'd ever heard. And Lee just shook his head and smiled. That's Burt. I have no idea. So the mystery will go on forever. I'll never know why he punched me and wanted to. He wanted to throw down on the sidelines of Bill Campbell Stadium.
Fantastic.
And he said, "You don't want to fight a 70-year-old man." He said, "No, Burt, I do not." As I said to you, that's a no-win. Okay?
Yes, of course.
You either punch a legend and your career is over. You might go to jail and you might not get out of there alive because they love Burt Reynolds, or a septuagenarian kicks your ass.
Ask Pedro Martinez about Don Zimmer.
And that's not a win. There's no good situation there. So
it's a great pod, man.
I backed away and let him blow off steam, and I went to the other side of the field to watch the game. And I still have no idea why he was mad. So.
And if anybody, as somebody who's known you for as long as I've known you, Chris, you could not care less about the stuff like Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson and their divorce. Like that.
I don't know how they would have come up on game day, Rich. I just don't think that in between breaking down the day's games that would have come up. But
Chris,
it did. And
Chris,
of all the people out there that may have said something, I don't know who he thought I was. As I told you, maybe it was you. Maybe you said something.
It could have been. I don't think so.
Mad at you.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But that might have. Maybe that's what cost me my appearance in Cannonball Run 3. I didn't know if that might have been.
Maybe it was Billy Bush when he did the entertainment show. I don't know.
Could have
that's
been.
the kind of show to talk about that.
Exactly.
Not a football show.
But anyway. We're talking about it on the Fowler podcast that'll be dropping later on this week. I'm thrilled about that. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.